Good evening and welcome to the 384th meeting of the City of Laurel Board of Appeals meeting in regular session on Thursday, September 25th, 2025 at 6:05 p.m. We'll begin the agenda with approval of the minutes from our March 22nd, 2025 meeting. Board members, I hopefully presume you've had a chance to go through the
Mr. Smalls,
minutes.
can we call a roll first?
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm way ahead of myself. Before we take that action, let's call the roll. Ms. Quillen, would you please?
Ms. Keating?
Present.
Mr. Johnston?
Here.
Ms. Clifford? Mr. Wallace?
Here.
Ms. Nunn? Chairman Smalls?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Now we'll move to the approval of the minute meetings for our March 2022. It's been a minute, hasn't it? It's a little rusty showing. March 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Board of Appeals. If there are no changes, edits, updates, Board, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of our meeting on March 22nd? May 22nd,
Yes.
2020.
March 22nd is what I have. March?
Any
March.
seconds?
Yeah.
I will second the motion.
Thank you. Ms. Quillen, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Johnston?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Ms. Keating?
I wasn't here.
Chairman Smalls?
I vote yes.
Motion
Or-
carries.
Yes. Agenda item 3 is special exception application number 974, resolution number 25-08-BOA for 8003 Laurel Lakes Court, filed by Habitat for Humanity Metro Maryland, seeking approval to establish and operate an interim limited retail. Habitat Restore.
Mr. Chairman, I will need to recuse myself from this item.
Thank you. Understood. I have read the title into the record, and we will open the public hearing at 6:08. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this item? Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Gibbs, let's have the staff report first, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Chair and fellow board members. Welcome back. This is Monte Burrows with Economic and Community Development presenting the staff report. On June the 3rd, 2025, ECD received a special exception application by Habitat for Humanity for the property located at 8003 Laurel Lakes Court. The applicant is seeking special exception approval to establish and operate an interim limited retail, Habitat Restore. Habitat for Humanity is a nonprofit organization in the United States dedicated to building affordable housing. Habitat for Humanity Metro Maryland, Inc. is a subsidiary of Habitat for Humanity that operates Habitat for Humanity Restores in Maryland. The restores are home improvement stores, retail outlets, and donation centers that accept donations of furniture, appliances, decor, building materials, and home items, all sold at significant discounts to the public. On August 6, 2025, staff sent a memorandum requesting comments to the city departments and state agencies. All comments can be found in the staff report. On August 13, 2025, a letter explaining the nature of the application and advising of the scheduled public hearing before the City of Laurel Planning Commission was sent by standard mail to all contingency property owners. On August 13, 2025, documentation had been received by the applicant attesting that a zoning sign has been placed on the subject property and shall remain until the decision by the Board of Appeals. September 3rd and September 8th, 2025, introduction and hearing of ordinance number 2043, text amendment number 267, an ordinance of the mayor and the City Council of Laurel, Maryland, to amend the Unified Land Development Code, Chapter 20, Land Development and Subdivision Regulations, Section 20, 22.50, interim limited retail uses and providing an effective date. Text amendment number 267, ordinance number 2043, as required by the City of Laurel Land Code, providing legislation to amend the city's Unified Land Development Code. The ordinance will provide an amendment to the following sections of the Laurel Unified Land Development Code, Chapter 20, Land Development and Subdivision Regulation, Article 1, Zoning Division 10, Special Exception 20-22.50, Interim Limited Retail Uses. Section 20, 22.50 of the code addresses interim limited retail uses in areas of planned development area existing zones which are designated primary for industrial research and technology park uses. Where specifically Section G stated no special exception may be granted pursuant to the section unless an applicant for the such special exception is made on or before August 1st, 1993, it will be removed from the code. This change will allow various businesses to obtain special exception approval, if needed, to operate in the above-mentioned zone. At the regular meeting of the City of Laurel Planning Commission held on September 9th, 2025, the following action was taken on the subject zoning application. The commission, on the motion of Mr. Smith, seconded by Mr. Spalding, and carried on roll call vote of all members present, voted to recommend approval of special exception for Special Exception 974 at 8003 Laurel Lakes Court, Laurel, Maryland, 20707, as stated in the technical staff report to the Board of Appeals. September 22nd, 2025, a second public hearing, the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland voted to approve to amend the Unified Land Development Code, Chapter 20, Land Development and Subdivision Regulations, Section 20, 22.50, interim limited retail uses and providing an effective date. Therefore, staff recommends that the City of Laurel Board of Appeal recommend approval to the City of Laurel for a special exception 974 with the following conditions. The applicant shall obtain all required City of Laurel permits. The applicant should comply with all federal, state, and local laws and regulations for protection of the use of the property. The applicant shall adhere to the approved hours of operation stated in the technical staff report, and if changed, shall notify the city. The applicant shall comply with all, prior to the issuance of a use and occupancy permit to the subject space upon the subject property, the applicant shall submit a copy of the lease before the applicant and only fully and properly execute all parties, demonstrating that the lease shall be a period not to exceed 10 years. The special exception for this applicant shall cease and no longer be valid 10 years from the date of the issue of the use and occupancy permit for the subject space upon the subject property. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That concludes my report. Staff and the applicant is here for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we get to the applicant, just want to ask if there are any questions for staff.
I have one confirmation question.
Sure.
So the change from the city council, right, was approved in their last meeting. Did they completely remove the date requirement?
Yes, they did. That was the whole gist of it, remove it so it
Right.
would no longer be before 1993. Yes.
Okay, and there were no other changes to the section, it was just the removal of that line?
No, just for that clause.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Mr. Gibbs, if you would please give your name and address for the record.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, and members of the board, Edward Gibbs, an attorney with offices in Largo, 1300 Caraway Court, Suite 103. And I am pleased to be here this evening representing Habitat for Humanity Metro Maryland Incorporated. I'd like to introduce Mr. Jeff D., the president and CEO of that corporate entity, and Ms. Nancy Kufos. And she is the vice president and a person I've worked with day to day, and I must say she knows everything about this. Thanks. It's great to be here. Let me clarify as well. I listened and viewed the hearing on September 22nd before the council. relative to the text amendment, which passed 4-0. I do have a copy of it. It's not signed yet, but it was voted unanimously for approval with that one change, deleting the 1993 date. And it also states within the body of the ordinance itself that the bill shall become effective on the date of adoption. So we're not set out 30 days or 45 days as sometimes happens with bills. So we're good to go. We just probably should put a copy of the signed ordinance in the record here at the appropriate time. So I had 17 pages of questions for Mr. D, and but looking at the fact that this is a use that is, I think, going to be a very, very good one for the city of Laurel, the fact there's no opposition, the fact that I've worked closely with staff, as has my client, and they have recommended approval. And so what I'm going to do, in lieu of having Mr. D come up here and answer my laborious questions, I'm going to give a short presentation, and if you have any questions that either I or either of my two clients could answer for you, I'd prefer to go in that direction so that we wouldn't draw this out unnecessarily. And let me just say, Habitat for Humanity Metro Maryland is a subsidiary of Habitat for Humanity. And the applicant in this case operates their restores where they accept donations. Either donors can bring them in themselves, or they have two trucks that they use to pick up donated items and bring them back to the facility. There are two of these restores located in Montgomery County today. This is the first store to be located within Prince George's County and, of course, within the city of Laurel as well. And I know that my clients are very excited about the opportunity to be here and to bring an organization like this to the city. You know, Habitat for Humanity, their sole mission as a nonprofit, non-governmental entity is to produce affordable housing for members of the community. And so it's such a laudable objective and goal, especially in these times of financial uncertainty for folks where prices are skyrocketing everywhere. It's just such a wonderful thing to have something like this happening. So they have leased 8103, or they're leasing a part of a building at 8103 Laurel Lake Court. And that is a site that has 4.3 acres, totally 4.37, as a matter of fact. It's improved with a two-story building. There are only two tenants in the building right now. There's an elevator company that occupies an entire floor, and then on the lower level, there is a school. Habitat of Metro Maryland is proposing to lease 16,100 square feet. The entire building has 71,000 and some change square feet. So they'll be taking a substantial chunk of the vacancy in the building. And this building was not exempt from what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic, where people began working from home. There was already a substantial vacancy for office/industrial buildings, and it became more pronounced during COVID. So this vacancy in the building has continued to this day. And allowing this use as an interim limited retail use is just, to me, entirely within the purpose for which that section of the code was created. This vacancy has existed for a long period of time, so allowing this limited retail use for a 10-year period, which is what they have negotiated with the owner of the property, will serve as just the perfect representation of a limited use. It will help the owner, it will help the city, it will help, obviously, the residents of the city as well. So I think it certainly is a specialty use, as the code section requires, and it is going to be extremely beneficial for everyone. They all the profits, and items are sold at steep discounts, but all of the profits go back to Habitat for Humanity for the sole purpose of advancing their mission to provide affordable housing for members of the community. And so the restores are just very vital for part of that mission. Obviously, there are donations of cash that, you know, people make contributions, but this is a substantial effort for them. The building currently has some loading docks in the rear. And they're going, Habitat is going to put in an additional 1 or 2 loading docks in an area of the building where it was always planned to have them. All deliveries are made to the rear of the building. And I might add, the building is kind of isolated. It's sort of at the, at the intersection of Route 1 and Laurel Lakes Court. And it's a very attractive building, but there's not a lot going on around it. There is a residential community, some townhouse / apartments just to the north, but pretty much offices and warehouses in the immediate vicinity. So all deliveries will come in through the rear. Folks who just want to drive up in their personal vehicle and drop items off, there's always someone to operate at the rear of the building. They will take it and bring it immediately into the building. Similarly, there will be 7 staff members, generally 2 of whom will be truck drivers. And trucks will receive notice that someone wants to make a donation, and they go and make a route to pick up items and bring them into the rear of the store as well. And that's important because it also cuts down on the need for parking spaces, because every delivery is made to the rear and then folks leave. As a general matter, of course, my client has intimate knowledge of how the Montgomery County stores operate. Their anticipation is that generally there would be somewhere around 15 to 20 people in the store at any given time, and there's no time that they experience in their other locations where there's a huge rush and there's 50 or 60 people. It's just pretty much steady during that period of time. They have access to 48 parking spaces. And so, if you figure that they have 5 people who aren't truck drivers working inside, and there generally is 15 to 20 people inside, you can see that they have, first of all, they're not a huge parking generator, and they have more than sufficient parking allocated to them. So that section of one of the criteria being that it's not a high parking generator, that's met and satisfied as well. Sort of another beneficial element of this particular use is that there are a lot of volunteers that come and help out. And indeed, oftentimes students will satisfy their community outreach requirement for graduating by working at the Restore. So just another subsidiary benefit. Again, all the proceeds from the sale go directly into Habitat for Humanity to fulfill its central mission. We just don't anticipate that there's going to be any adverse impact as a result of this operation. We have specified our hours of operation, and by the way, I would incorporate everything in our statement of justification as part of our presentation, evidentiary-wise, and I would also incorporate the staff report as part of our case as well. We agree with and accept each and every one of the conditions that are set forth in the staff report. So with that being said, I think that we can feel very confident that this is going to be a positive addition to the city. The operational characteristics are not going to create an adverse impact on anyone. We're not going to create noise. We're not open late at night. Our hours of operation, I think it's 10 to 5 and during the week, and on Saturdays, and 11 to 5 on Sundays. So with that being said, I'm happy to answer any specific questions anyone may have, or I know either of my clients are also here ready and willing to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gibbs. I'll open things up to the board if there are any questions or comments. I'll start with Stephen. Work our way down.
Mr. Gibbs, thank you very much. Very thorough in the written materials, which we always appreciate. The main question I had coming in was on parking. Right, it's right in it's subsection 1 there, that it needs to be, not an excessive use, and they give some examples of that. So I appreciate you fleshing that out. I have a few more questions on that.
Surely.
The 48 parking spaces, I pulled up the thing and started counting and then gave up, so I appreciate you telling us how many parking spaces there are. Is that the whole circle of the building, or
No.
that's just a little?
I think Nancy can answer that. Just the front lot. Just the front,
That's
just the
just the
front lot.
front
There's
lot.
parking in the front lot, on both sides,
Yeah.
and in the rear.
Okay.
So I don't, quite frankly, have the total number of spaces, but it is substantially more than 48.
Yeah, okay, so if anything, 48 is conservative.
Right, and of course, the school is mostly drop-off of students and picking up students at the conclusion of the school day. And I have been out to the site probably 4 or 5 times, and quite frankly, for the elevator company, I've seen a couple cars parked, but, their business is not such that, from what I've been able to observe, they have a lot of people coming in. It's an empty parking lot.
Okay, so if we're trying to make sure we satisfy that it's going to have, requirements, parking requirements not to exceed those in the main uses, if I'm adding up 15 to 20 cars for people in the building and 7 staff and some number of volunteers, like what's a normal number of volunteers?
Well, normally, there will be 7 people at the facility.
that includes
Is that
volunteers?
correct?
Yeah, it's very adequate for what we need. You might have 5 volunteers, or you might have 2 volunteers, or you might have 7 volunteers.
Right.
It's plenty.
Okay.
And a lot of times, the volunteers are dropped off by their parents because they're high school students, so not all of
So
them.
even
are
if there were
required.
twice as many people in the store as normal, that's maybe 50 spaces, and there's lots in the back that we're not even counting.
Correct.
So
Correct.
appreciate that, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. Mr. Johnston?
Thank you for coming here, Mr. Gibbs. Are you aware of a similar facility in Hyattsville? Someone told me there was a place that,
No, I'll defer to my client,
Okay.
but my understanding is that this is the first location in Prince George
That's
County.
community forklift.
what?
That's community forklift.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. It had forklift in the name. It's like, I never
Just-
went to go visit it, but you'll be a lot closer to visit, I guess.
Right.
Great.
Just for the record, that's Nancy Kufus who's
Okay.
answering this.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That's how, and it seems like a similar function, but it's,
Similar function, different mission,
mhm.
but we all work together.
Okay, community forklift, that's what's, what, if any, guidelines are, like, when you take in all these donations, and make sure there's not asbestos or any hazardous materials, so I assume you'll have some protocol for
I'll
that.
defer to Nancy. If you
Yeah,
could come up and
please,
identify
yeah.
yourself for the
Right.
record.
So I'm Nancy Kufis. I'm the Vice President of the Restores. I oversee anything that has to do with the restores. So when it comes to home goods, we have standards in place. So when we take something in, whether it be, we don't take flooring in, we don't take older flooring in, we don't take, we have an age limit of things that we take to make sure that we're not getting lead or we're not getting asbestos. So we're going to examine it when it comes in to make sure that if it does, then we're not going to keep it.
Right, my only experience is a friend of mine would volunteer for Habitat for Humanity over in Anne Arundel County or Baltimore City, and they were mostly destroying things inside.
Yeah, so we typically won't, that's why we have age limits on things we'll take, so that way we don't have to throw it away when we get it.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you, that's mostly my.
Okay.
Ms. Keating? No? I have just one very softball question. Can donors drop off at the location if they have items? Do they have to make prior arrangement?
No, absolutely, we are open from 12 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday for drop-offs. And then we do pickups as well. If people have 3 large items, then they're welcome to set up a pickup. So, yeah, we take things the size of this all the way up to your couch. Anything you have in a home, we take.
Okay.
So that's the
okay.
easier way to look at it, absolutely.
And just as a matter of clarification, in my justification statement, I said 11 to 5 hours of operation, but your comment is addressed to just dropping off.
Yeah,
or
so dropping
donations.
off donations is 12 to 3.
And one other question for me is, the current tenants, how will Habitat, if at all, impact with, loading bays and
So our
trucks,
loading
et cetera?
bays at this store will be around the, you drive in, you kind of come around and then go all the way around to the side on the bottom, so no impact at all to the current tenants.
Very good.
And there are other loading bays at the building. We're installing our own, not those that
So they're not, ours will be nowhere near anyone else,
I see. Okay. All
so no impact.
All right, excellent. Any other questions or comments? Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Thank you, Ms. Cooper.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask Mr. Deed if he has any questions, any comments that he'd like to make before we...
You take any drywall, or is that gonna be too old, or it depends on?
We take almost anything. It just depends.
Right, and what shape it's in. It's
Yeah.
crumbling, it's not.
Right.
not-
We prefer new.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Again,
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Any comments, questions? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Need the cheat sheet? All right, I will make a motion to adopt the findings of fact and conclusion of law as outlined in the technical staff report for application number 974 and move for approval of resolution number 2508 BOA as presented.
Thank you, Mr. Wallace. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Johnston. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Ms. Quillen, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Mr. Johnston?
Yes.
Chairman Smalls?
I vote yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we'll stop in to see you.
Yes, please do.
Yes. I have a lot of household items that we'll be more than happy to.
When would you
To
be
part
opening the
with.
store? When would the store be open?
We are looking for February 1st.
Assistance and guidance in putting all this together. So thank you very much for all your work.
It just doesn't happen overnight.
Yes, indeed.
Thank
Have
you
a
very
nice
much.
evening. Take care.
Thank you.
That concludes our agenda. Is there any other business to come before the Board of Appeals tonight? Hearing none, our meeting is adjourned.